So we see a quick screenshot here on the right of what an example workflow in this new automation experience looks like, and we're going to go through them more in a second. But the high-level points that I want to mention, it's a radically different, completely new canvas. There's, we haven't just, it's not just a facelift or something, it's a different way of building workflows. And we really want to make sure that they're easy to understand. That means less errors, less data logic, less operational logic. You'll be able to annotate your automations, stuff like that. But I could talk for hours about the new automation experience. I think the best thing is to actually go ahead and see it live in action. So here I'm in my new IAP 2020.2 homepage, and I'm going to start Automation Studio here. And this time we're actually going to do an automation from scratch. So I'm just going to select to create a new automation. And here we see we have this Gen 1 and Gen 2 automation canvas. And that already indicates to you, we by no means ship only with the new canvas, because we want you to continue to use your automations that you've already built. So there is no breaking change in terms of upgrade path. Every workflow, every automation you've built will work exactly the same in IAP 2020.2. But let's create an example automation with our new canvas, and let's just do something where we change some interfaces, for example. And what you see already out of the box is you see the start and end node, which you already know, but you already see a node that's predefined for you as a starting point. And one of the things that a lot of you have asked us for is, how can we use Automation Builder to stub out, to scope out what is the automation that we want to build before actually implementing it? And that's exactly what we're doing here. You see this node is not a specific task yet. It's a placeholder to be filled in later with a task. And what I can do when I click on it is I can select a task, but I can also just add a summary, for example. So I can say my change interfaces automation should start with a pre-check to see if that device is ready. And then I can add a new node and can say, well, then maybe after the pre-check, I want to make the actual update. I want to actually change my interface. And afterwards, I maybe want to notify a user that that happened successfully, or with the result of that. And you see, I haven't chosen any tasks yet, but I've already built a good construct of what my automation is going to be like and of what we're going to do within it. Now you see, we've already kind of ran out of space. You don't see that end task anymore. And of course, we expect your automations to be more than just 3 tasks. So that's why we've built in a zoom capability that is now native to the browser in terms of it's not going to be a free flow canvas. We're actually going to change the node sizes for you and change the number of details that we show on each task. That way you still, you can add a lot more tasks, but you still see what's going on without losing sight of what a single task is. And now we can get started. We can actually click into those and say, my pre-check is probably going to be a command template that I'm going to run. So I'm just going to select that here and have my run command template. And my change interface, maybe that's something I have in a child workflow already. So I'll make that a child job here. And what we see here now is that all of our integrations, all of our adapters, and all of our tasks actually have specific symbols for them. And that brings us to the smallest zoom view, which is basically just the icon and our action menu of things we can do with that node. That allows us to bring a lot of nodes on the canvas, but we still see, oh, there's going to be a command execution here, there's going to be a child job here, and so on. And this is our symbol for this node has not been selected yet. So a lot of things you can do out of the box that really improve the way you build automations and how easy they are to understand. There's another feature here where you can comment, for example, on your canvas, where you can say like basically just as documentation. So like this task does some pre-checks, and you can post it here, and you can see documentation on the canvas as annotations. Another really important thing is we've added default error handling for specific automations. So what you can do here is you can basically select whenever any task in my automation errors, I can just say log error and notify user. That's a child workflow that I can run. And so I don't need to have 20 error transitions all to a certain point to say, this is how I handle if my run command template fails, if my child job fails. I already have a standard error handling behavior, log error and notify user, which will happen regardless which task fails here. And then you can decide what's going to happen after that. If you have missed a task, if you say, for example, after the pre-check and before my automation should actually run, I want to show these results to a user, you can just insert the node and the canvas will automatically move the other nodes to fit the new node in here. And now here you could say, for example, you have a show form, a show JSON form to actually display the results to a user. As I said, it's not a free grid, it's a snap to grid canvas here. So what I can do is I can basically move those tasks around. The transitions will automatically follow the correct view, but I can't just put it over a couple of inches. You see it snaps back to its grid position. That's the first overview. There's a lot more to unpack here, but I'm going to build out this automation as we go through several steps of this demo and of this webinar.